So thank you very much for giving the fixer some hair.
With the glasses.
With the glasses, right. I have them inside. I should have worn them as well.
Oh, really?
Classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture. Hosted by Steve, Ludwig, and Ludwig. It's classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture.
Thank you, Joe Mandica, Australia's gift to the world of popular music. Joe is the writer, producer, and performer of our classic pop culture theme song, and Joe is a true friend of our show. Speaking of true friends of the show, how are all of you doing? Thanks so much for joining us. I'm your very grateful host, Steve Ludwig, and welcome to show number 182 of Steve Ludwig's Classic Pop Culture, right here at planetludwig.com. Check out our homepage at planetludwig.com, and you can see all the goodies we have for you here. Our guest for this show is the brilliant, award-winning animator, PEDRO MUSA. PEDRO animates the also award-winning web series, END TITUS. Now, we've already had many of the talented voiceover actors from END TITUS who bring the characters to life. They've been on our show before, and now we'll meet the talented man who visually brings those characters to life. I spoke with PEDRO just yesterday via Zoom. He was in Indonesia, and I was here in good old New Jersey. Just before we meet PEDRO, here are about 2.5 minutes of his magic touch from END TITUS.
I am Titus, and right now I am dead. But when my soldiers finally awaken me, I will gain all power and become the ruler of this world.
Well, not if we have anything to say about it. You guys ready to get this show on the road?
I don't know. I mean, are we really ready for this fight?
We have to be ready! The fate of the world may very well rest in our hands!
Well, if you put it that way, then let's get to it.
here is that talent behind the animation we have just seen. What a pleasure to welcome to the show the one and only Pedro Musa. Pedro, welcome to the show, my friend.
Yes, thank you, my friend. I'm so happy and inviting me for this conversation. Yeah, I'm apologize if my English not very friendly because I still learn about speak English.
Everything you've said, I understand, so please don't worry about it, okay?
Thank you so much.
I'm digging your background there. Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's your animation, huh? I can tell.
Yeah, that's my face from anime. And then I make and I post on my Instagram.
Now, I want everybody to know you are coming to us from Indonesia, correct? Right now?
Yes.
And it's 8 in the morning.
Yeah, it's morning here.
Have you had your breakfast yet?
Not yet.
Okay. But you have enough energy to get through this interview.
Oh, yeah, sure. I must drink milk.
Okay, good. So listen, Pedro, I'd like to go through your career so far. How did you, first of all, how did you become interested in animation and drawing in general? How does that start out?
Yeah. I start like a drawing when I was kid, when I was 4 years old. That's I'm image from the anime like Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. I really like to draw every character in that series, and every time I was join the drawing competition, I always won on the first place on the competition, drawing competition.
Wow, I'm not
From
surprised. That's great.
yeah, kindergarten to high school.
Wow.
I always various drawing competition from province and national level.
You know, looking at the work you've done on END TITUS, I'm happy for you, but I'm not surprised you won all those competitions. You're amazing.
Yeah, there's a several event here like Fixi. Fixi is Indonesian Student Entrepreneurship Innovation Festival in 2019, and I won a medal on that competition.
Wow.
On that competition, I make a webcomic on Webtoon that raise urban legend story from my town, and I make a webcomic, like a Webtoon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, this is a question that's probably impossible to answer, but what is the secret? I mean, it amazes me, animators like yourself. Do you just pick up a pen and you're able to draw well? I guess so. When you from 4 years old, you were able to draw well, huh?
Yeah. My parent was giving me a pen and paper when I was kid. This is paper, you can draw whatever you want.
and that was it. And that's how you started.
Yeah, that's it. And I find my hobbies, and I like this to doing draw and get a job from that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the best thing I think, Pedro, is working at making a living out of something that you love. That makes all the difference, doesn't it? It means so much.
Working from hobbies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's almost like it's not, I mean, it's obviously it's tough work, but it's almost like, wow, this is a pretty good job to have because you love it so much.
I love it so much.
Yeah, it comes out in your work. Now, how did you hook up with Delmar Burkett? For our listeners, of course, Delmar is the creator of END TITUS. How did you and Delmar hook up?
Before that, I started animation from 16 years old on high school junior. I was make a parody from Naruto and making GIF and image. I using Photoscape, then that I was using ugly laptop, and I was a very slow processing drawing application that I can using Adobe Photoshop or Adobe product because my laptop is very ugly. That honestly, when I was using mouse and ugly laptop, I can draw with using mouse uh,
Wow.
almost 6 years.
Holy,
Then
6 years
I
old, you were just
start
using the mouse. Wow.
yeah, I start switching a pen tablet like a Wacom that's was given from my client from Australia. He is a good person. His name is Nick. He's a psychologist from Australia. He told me he have a Wacom is not used, and hopefully I can use it. I'm very grateful and to Nick because that Nick making helping me making animation to get better animation with using pen tablet Wacom.
Thumbs up to
Yeah,
Nick, right?
this
Pedro?
is my
That's good.
first Wacom
And
given by
that's where
Nick.
all the magic happens?
Yeah, that's what magic happened. Then I uh to know Delmar, and Delmar is very amazing person. He was creative man, was thinking smart, and he's a lot of creative ideas. I like when he make stories which can make the animation become life, more life. Thank you
Absolutely.
so
Now,
much for Delmar.
yeah, now, did you say 2019 is when you hooked up with Delmar, or no? When did you meet Delmar?
Sorry, what?
When did you meet Delmar? What year, in other words?
Oh, I was met Delmar when I was uh 19 years old.
Mhm.
That's on 2020, I think.
Oh, okay.
We met, yeah,
Couple years ago.
met
Yeah,
on Fiverr.
I see.
We met on Fiverr, yeah.
Now, how do you decide what each character should look like in End Titus, being we saw the animation for End Titus? Like, does Delmar give you some kind of direction to say, I want this guy to look this way, this woman to look this way, or does he leave it up to you? How do you know how to draw the character?
Oh yeah, my reference when I draw End of Titus character may be based on the comic. Yes, but sometimes I'm improve some character by using anime style. Thus, during fighting scenes, I was observed during like animation from Naruto series. I imit imitate some fight scenes there because according scene Naruto is very cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was lucky enough to be cast as the Fixer in End Titus. I play the Fixer.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I want to show you something, Pedro. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I want to show you something I'm wearing underneath.
Wow.
How do you like this shirt?
Yes, I like how I can
You
get
like it?
this
I had
shirt.
to everybody. This is Pedro's work. This is the Fixer from End Titus. I had to have to put on a t-shirt. Look at this. First of all, I want to thank you, Pedro, for giving my character hair, because this is what I'm dealing with in real life. As you can see, I don't have hair. So thank you very much for giving the Fixer some hair.
With the glasses.
With the glasses, right. I have them inside. I should have worn them as well.
Oh really?
So how did you decide? I mean, for some reason, this is perfect. This is just what the Fixer should look like. How did you decide to make him look like this?
Yeah, I'm inspired from another anime, and I compare that character. It's amazing character. I like it. I think the Fixer was more guy.
Yeah, right. Well, unlike me. So, but anyway. And of course, he had to have the glasses, right? He's a smart guy, so that's how you think of a smart guy with glasses.
With the book.
And of course, with the book, you can see the top of the book here, I think, right? There it is. Yeah. All right, so Delmar sends you a script, right?
Yeah.
How long from when you get the script in the email?
Uh, yeah.
How long does it take you to create, an episode of
I
an episode?
I usually make animation from another client for 20 and 30 second, usually finished with 1 day if the script and the storyboard are complete. But for the end of Titus series, it varies. By 1 minute animation, I need only 7 days to finish it. Sometimes I can be more faster, which is only 5 days. If I don't have other uh, other orders from another client, like
Of course,
no
yeah.
other ways. Yeah, if I focus on working on my one animation, I can work faster. Sometimes I can finish 2 minutes animation from end of Titus with 10 days. 10 days. It depends on my business too,
Right.
because I'm also a student from Bandung, Institute Teknologi Bandung, art school,
Mhm.
where every day I have so many assignments from campus. So currently I'm studying while working as a freelance animator.
Wow. So, in other words, life creeps in, and sometimes you can't get all the work done as quickly as you want. Welcome to life, right, Pedro?
That is not easy. Like,
Yeah. So, generally speaking, 2 minutes of animation would take you about 10 days. Is that?
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Holy. So, I'm thinking, so if an episode is 15 minutes,
Yeah.
7 times, that's like almost 2 months, more than 2 months.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, something like, generally speaking, yeah. And that's if you don't have to stop and eat meals and do and do other projects.
I'm always draw with it.
Do you now that what you showed me before, that laptop, you just sit, what do you sit at your table? I love to know exactly how you do these things. Like, could you ever do it like if you're just watching TV and you're sitting on the couch or something and you say, hey, let me do some of this? Or do you really just have to totally focus in your workroom?
I'm always work on my bedroom with using laptop and the tablet and using internet on my Wi-Fi.
Mhm, sure.
And yeah,
Like most of us.
yes.
So once you, for instance, Robert, a friend of mine, Solomon Chertok, he does the voiceover for the character of Robert. Once you have Robert figured out how he's drawn, you can just program things into the computer for animation, or do you have to do each movement? How does that work?
Yeah, maybe I can share screen for show the process of animation.
Mm-hmm. I see. And so if Robert, I'm using Robert Solomon, by the way, he has a t-shirt like this, but with the picture of Robert in it, by the way, Pedro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe you can able me as a participant to share screen.
Now, do I have to pay you for this image, Pedro, or are you going to let me slide on this one? Can I wear the shirt without paying you? Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. So if Robert, in the animation, if Robert is running down the street, you put the figure of Robert in your program and you program it to just kind of run. Is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like of fighting scenes.
What do you think of years ago when people used to have to do each separate movement? Can you imagine working that way? Like back in the 40s and 50s, the old time animation, that's unbelievable. It's come so far. It's got to be great for you to, for your creative process. You can do so much, right?
Yeah, that's really hard. But when I was using mouse, exactly,
I have to ask you a question. Now, the good news is for followers of End Titus, there is going to be more after season 1 ends. And I have to ask a favor of you, Pedro. I'm always asking Delmar if my character, the Fixer, gets killed off. And he'll never tell me. He won't tell me. So do me a favor, between you and me, whenever you find out that the Fixer is getting killed off, shoot me an email, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Give me a heads up, all right? All right, cool. Excellent. Now, what else do you work on besides End Titus, Pedro? I know you're a busy guy. What other, can you tell us other projects that you are currently working on?
Yeah,
Or worked on in the past or in the future? Just what else besides End Titus?
I have a working project right now. Is an animation project for an festival competition using a local language. I use a characteristic of my local culture in making the animation. Just wait and see how it turns out. Hopefully, I can become champion on this competition. And can be proud of presenting local culture in my town. Yeah, I'm enjoying the fest. I'm doing a drawing competition, animation competition right now. Make 5-minute animation, I think.
And when will you find out? When is it? When does the competition end?
Yeah, you can find on YouTube. I will post on my YouTube.
Now, what is your YouTube channel? How can we get in touch with you on YouTube?
Yeah.
How can we watch a YouTube channel?
I have a PEDRO MUSA channel on YouTube.
Okay. Of course, everyone
Like,
sees.
like my name on social media. Every name using PEDRO MUSA, PEDRO MUSA.
Now, on Instagram, it's Pedro.Musa at
18. Yeah.
80, right.
18, yeah.
We'll have it on the screen. Everybody can see it on the screen anyway, Pedro. Besides your other projects, what, and I have no idea, I'm sure you have no idea, but what do you see in the future for End Titus? Do you have any ideas of what might happen, or is it just kind of you'll find out when we find out, when the people who do the voiceovers find out?
Yeah, I hope in the future I can become a rich person and be able to make my own anime, which is now drug work with my own animation style and have my own animation studios and my animation team. And yeah, that's my
Your ambition.
yeah.
Pedro, I'll tell you, man, you're going to succeed in that because you're really brilliant. Your work is fine. And it's just amazing the way you bring the characters to life. And each time I know a new, like if I get a script, I'm sure all the actors feel this way, but when we get our scripts, I'm imagining, let's see, what's Pedro going to do with this scene? How is he going to work out this scene? And all I can say is it's been a pleasure talking to you, Pedro. And I hope we can, once we get, I guess, season 2 of End Titus, will you come back on and we'll talk again? Oh,
Yeah.
there's Robert. That's very cool. Oh, good. Now,
Yeah,
wow.
this another episode was
Is this episode 8?
Titus.
Episode 8, I think. I can't, let me see. I'm trying to figure. This is, everybody, this is End Titus in the background with Pedro. All of his work, incredible work.
Yeah, I want to share a screen, but I can share.
Wow. So in other words, would Delmar say something to you like someone's lying on a hospital bed, and then you just come up with the mask and everything? He just gives you general, like these, look at this fight scene.
Yeah, these fighting scenes, I tell you, like Naruto battle scenes.
Really? Super.
Yeah.
And now, if I watched 2 minutes of that, that would be like 10 days of work. About if I watched 2 minutes of what you're showing in the
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Incredible. Really fantastic. So I
2
want to.
minutes. And if I have another orders, I can make it 2 weeks for
Yeah,
animation.
sure. It depends. It always depends on. It depends on life, life in general.
Yeah.
So now with episode 9, I know episode 9 is coming out in a while. Have you started work on episode 9 yet? You don't have to tell us. Don't tell us what it's about. Don't give anything away. But we're up to episode 9. Have you already started on episode 9?
Yeah. Delmar was giving me the storyboard yesterday. I will start maybe next week
Mhm.
because I have to finish this project first, the festival competition.
Mhm. Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So Pedro, you've seen episode 9. You know basically what's going to happen, right?
Mhm.
Does the fixer survive? You don't have to tell me. Just shoot me an email if I kick off. All right.
Hopefully, yes, because the film is amazing character. I
I'm
think
putting you on the
was-
spot there, aren't I?
I think Delmar have great stories for that.
So listen, Pedro, people can visit your YouTube channel. We have it on screen here where they can find your YouTube, Instagram. Everybody check out all of Pedro's amazing work. Pedro, I mean, we've communicated through email, and I am so happy I got the chance to meet you this way. And I hope to speak to you again when season 2 starts. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, it's an honor for me. I really happy can inviting by you this conversation. I'm so happy.
Pedro, it's been my honor to speak with such a talented person such as yourself. It's my honor to have you on the show, and thank you so much.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much.
We'll talk again, okay, Pedro?
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
It's my Instagram.
Okay. Yes. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I follow you on Instagram, so here we go.
Thank you
And
so
you have
much.
your YouTube. All right, Pedro. My pleasure. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture. Hosted by Steve, Ludwig, and Ludwig. It's classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture. Classic pop culture.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.